Hi my loves, welcome to your cosmic weather report for the week ahead. We got a big week ahead. September is starting off strong. Beginning on Monday as Pluto retrograde moves back into Capricorn. Now Pluto's been moving through Aquarius, giving us all a glimpse of our collective future, of where we're going next, of what's possible. It's been expanding our consciousness, showing us a new world, showing us a new way. And now as Pluto moves back into Capricorn, we get to look back at the old world. We get to look back at the way things used to be. We get to look back at the past and we get to see things now in a different way and to close out all the chapters of everything that hasn't been working so we can enter through new doorways into a new world and doing things differently. So we are now closing off a bigger cycle that started in 2008, 2009 as Pluto moved into Capricorn. Pluto's going to be in Capricorn now until the 19th of November, when Pluto then will move into Aquarius, into our future, and take us to where it is that we need to go. So what you're going to work with over these coming months now is a real sense of seeing who you've been, how you've changed, how you've grown, and what's no longer in alignment and energetic frequency with who you want to be as we move into this expanded consciousness, this new world. You might remember that Uranus stationed retrograde on Sunday. And so these two energies are really blending beautifully together, because what we're really being asked to do now is to understand who you now are at your most unique, individual soul self, and what you have to offer to the world just by being you, and to free yourself now to be yourself, to just free yourself to be you, to step into new chapters, to let go of the past, to let go of doing things the way that you've done them, to let go of those things you've been holding on to that you've known deep down haven't really been serving you, to let go of those old versions of you. You may remember last week in our Cosmic Weather Report, we talked a lot about being who you want to be rather than who they expect you to be. This is a chance now to reintroduce yourself. But as Pluto moves back through Capricorn, or stays at that final degree of Capricorn now for the next couple of months, this is where we get to really come into our own, to take back our power. You're going to really be able to see where you've given away your power in the past, where you've pretended to be versions of you that you're not, where you've lived in destructive ways, and really now begin to, especially with that Uranus energy, Uranus is going to shake things up and liberate you and free you to be you and to make the changes that you know you need to make for your future. So these next few months now are going to be a time of real soul growth, real self-inquiry, self-knowing, self-awareness, reflection, looking back over the past few years, looking back at that old world, both our collective old world and our individual old world, and really deciding now what we don't want to continue with, how we don't want to continue living, who we don't want to continue being, what we no longer want to keep agreeing to or doing. And to make those changes now over these next few months, it's going to bring up all of those kind of shadowy elements of the last cycle for us to look at, to really then begin to decide, who do I now want to be? What do I now want to do? How do I want to live? And what changes am I going to make for my future to move me into a new world and a new way? Now, on this same day, we also have Mercury trine Chiron, and this is just, it's beautiful energy for this day, because Mercury meeting Chiron is going to help you to unlock healing of past wounds that have made you give away your power. So you're going to really be able to see where you shrunk yourself, where you changed yourself, where you morphed yourself, where you said yes when you meant no and no when you meant yes, where you tried to be the version of you that you thought that they wanted you to be, instead of showing up in that full true presence and just allowing your soul self to live through you and express through you and speak through you and create through you. There's going to be a real sense of looking back, especially around relationships, about where you gave away your power in relationships, where you became a version of you that you're not. That might be work relationships, love, romantic relationships. It might be family dynamics now that you're looking at. But you're really going to be able to unlock a deep sense of healing and an understanding of why you did what you did, why you gave away your power. And also being able to really understand those wounds that make you resistant to your soul calling. So those little wounds that make you go, oh, but who am I? I can't make a difference in the world. I've got nothing really to offer. I can't do anything amazing. Like, what can I do? Or when you get those big nudges and urges to do something and follow something and create something, the little doubting voice that comes in and goes, oh, you probably couldn't make that happen. You're really going to be able to unlock the wounds of the past that have made you give away your power, made you resist your calling. So this is going to be a beautiful day for that reflection of the old world and who you were, and a real understanding and love for that version of you, but then closing out chapters, letting go of what's no longer in resonance and frequency, and really beginning to make those changes to step into a new, powerful, aligned, soulful, soul-led version of you. Now, to help with this on Tuesday, we get the Virgo new moon, which is just going to be a beautiful, beautiful energy. The Virgo new moon is all about deep devotion to yourself, deep devotion to what you want. So rather than devoting yourself to what you don't want, devoting yourself to what might go wrong, or the worries or the fears, you're going to be asked to really devote to yourself. It's also going to bring an energy of a stop, a pause, an opportunity to catch up with ourselves after summer, to see where we scatter ourselves and give ourselves away and break parts of ourselves off, wanting people to accept us or want us, or where we break those parts of ourselves away and we're like me, validate me, choose me. We're going to really be able to gather all those parts of ourselves back that we've lost and abandoned and scattered and hidden somewhere along the way, and really have that sense of gathering all parts of self back. And in that, this Virgo new moon is about purifying and detoxing and cleansing your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, so that you then become a vessel to be able to receive the new energies that are coming in. So it's almost like we're clearing out all the gunk and the junk from the last 15, 16 years of this Pluto cycle. We're clearing all of that out, the limiting fears, the doubts, the beliefs, all those wounds that keep us powerless and keep us from following our calling. There's going to be a big clearing of all of this, so we become this pure vessel to receive what wants to come through. Now, on this same day, we get Mars square Neptune. So this could bring a sense of doubts, uncertainty, a feeling that you're going backwards. I've not got anywhere. I haven't got anywhere. I feel like I'm going backwards. I've slipped into old habits. I've slipped into old fears. You're not going backwards. You're being shown these wounds that will keep you stuck in this perpetual old cycle, so that you can then heal them, release them, purify them, detox them, cleanse them, release them, so that then you can begin to vibrate at a new energetic frequency. So pay attention to any doubts and fears coming up, because they're showing you the gunk in your system that needs clearing out, so you're able to hold this new energetic frequency, not only of the higher consciousness, but also the energetic frequency of your soul. Your soul can't vibrate when there's all this gunkiness in there. Wednesday, then Mars moves into Cancer. Now, Mars is quite unhappy in Cancer, because Mars is about going, doing, creating, moving, and Cancer is about home and nurturing and nourishing. But this is going to give us a beautiful energy to again come back to nurturing self. Put your motivation, drive and desire into nurturing and nourishing and devoting to yourself. It's going to ask us to come back to hearth and home, to return back to our home base, whether that's your actual home or your spiritual home, your heart home, your inner home. It's going to ask us to really return back home. And as Cancer likes to kind of look back over the past as well, this is also again a really beautiful opportunity to understand your past self and why you behaved the way you behaved, and understand your emotions and how they are signposts and messengers that are coming up to help you to clear them through so that you can then begin to move into a new frequency. Saturday then, Mercury squares Uranus. Now, this can sometimes bring like a nervous excitement, like a sense of something's coming, and or we can get that little kind of thing in our bellies. But this is going to really help us connect to a higher frequency, to connect to those higher energies that are coming through. Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury, whereas Mercury is the human mind. Uranus is our higher mind, divine consciousness. And so on this day, I would love you to just take some time to get quiet and still, and you might just even visualize, now you've done all that clearing and that realizing, visualize these new frequencies coming in, visualize downloads coming in, visualize insights and wisdom and answers coming in. This is where we can really connect to not only our higher self, but also that divine consciousness, where we can really begin to feel into the new us that's calling us forwards into more purpose, more passion, more of what we came here to do and who we came here to be. And so if you can turn that fear into excitement and really be with what wants to come through for you, you will find again a shift in your energetic frequency, a shift in being able to hear and access your deeper intuition and your inner knowing and follow it to where it wants to guide you. And then on Sunday, we get the Sun opposite Saturn. Now, this can sometimes bring kind of a stop, a sense of being stuck. But again, what I want you to really use this for is a chance to pause and to lay new foundations for yourself and to really look at what you're being called to do. Again, Saturn is the teacher of the zodiac. What have you been taught through the week about where your system is staying clogged up with all the old doubts and fears and stuff from your old world? And where do you need to be closing off chapters, taking a pause and checking that your past is not becoming present? Where are you closing those doors and saying, this isn't coming with me, this isn't coming with me, this isn't coming with me? And everything that dims your shine, I want you to really use this time to start to close some doors and let some things go. Now, we can sometimes find like we're coming up against closed doors with the Sun opposite Saturn. But again, I want you to see any rejection as redirection. It might be you're trying to open a door that isn't yours. It might be a version of you from the old world has been fixated on, I want this, but there's actually something way better for you over here. So if you're trying to bang against a door that isn't opening, stop banging. There's going to be a new door. There's going to be a different door. There's going to be a U-shaped door that's even better for you. And so don't struggle. Don't struggle around this day. Notice where, again, that human mind wants to struggle and control and micromanage, and this has got to work in a certain way. Does it? Or is that an old version of you that wanted it to work in a certain way? Does that vibrate with new you? Does that vibrate with where the world is going next? Does that vibrate with who you now want to be? This is like a sacred pause to check in with, who am I becoming? And what do I really want? And what's my part to play in where the world goes next when Pluto moves into Aquarius? And how can I now begin to lay foundations and make changes in my life so that I can begin to move in the direction that is meant for me, that I do want to go? So a big week, my loves. Big week, but really laying the foundations now for the new world, really asking us to close off the chapters and to close the doors on the old world so that we can then all play our part into moving into something new. If you want to work with the lunar energies, as always, the Lunar Living Sisterhood is there, or you can get a new moon ritual pack that will tell you all you need to know. And otherwise, just know that we've got this, I've got you, we've got each other, we're in this together. And I can't wait to see the new world we create. I'm sending so much love.